I'm Heyzeus, and I'm taking part in an AWP Asimov giveaway. Links, descriptions, that sort of stuff, I think you know how it goes. Now, when it comes to picking skins, Valve has always had a bit of a preference for using the same artist again and again. Now, part of that is obviously because if you can make one good skin, you can probably make a lot of good skins, but it's also probably because Valve feel they can trust these people not to commit copyright violations. There's been quite a few of those in the past, and it's a hassle for Valve. So, I've got a theory that if we look at what a bunch of the regular contributors have submitted for the CS20 competition, we should be able to see some of the skins that make it in. And this is going to be the approach I'm going to take with this video. Basically, I'm going to have a look at what a lot of Valve's chosen have been working on for the competition, and it'll be interesting to see how many of these people ultimately have stuff that makes it into the case. So, first of all, I want to look at the submissions of a guy called Multi-H. He's got 4 accepted skins into CSGO, most famously the Momentum skins, and he's got about 30 or so submissions into the competition, and there's a couple of key ones that I thought were fairly interesting. So firstly, I thought this one was pretty cool, because it's basically based on the idea of travelling around the world to visit all the different Counter-Strike maps. So the skin becomes a backpack, and the map logos are used to signify that you've visited each place, which I thought was a pretty interesting take on things, and the skin looks really well designed. He's also made these. Now, this is a series of stickers. Only a couple of them were made specifically for the CS20 competition, but I think they are pretty cool. They depict the various bomb sites on different maps as little dioramas. I think that's a pretty neat concept. I think it's kind of, nice. I like dioramas, so I'm a bit biased, but I'd love to see these in the game. I'd call it gameception, but let's be honest, that's kind of cringe. And I think they'd work really well as real life stickers too. I'm not sure if that's possible with copyright issues, but I think they'd be quite neat to have as like real life actual stickers. So next up, we're gonna look at the submissions of a guy called Puffins. So this guy has collabed with a couple of other people on some very well known skins, including the Neon Rider, the Offworld, and the Dragonfire. And he's made 2 submissions with a couple of other guys, Hellenic and Medic for CS20. And these are designed to pay tribute to the goodies and baddies of Counter-Strike. So first of all, we've got the baddies. Now, this is a remake of an existing skin to depict the original 1.6 terrorist crew, and obviously that's quite fitting given the anniversary. And it's a pretty striking design as well. Like, I think this would be a fairly popular skin. And there's also the newly created CT equivalent, the M4 A1S Vanguard with the 1.6 CT crew. Now, I think the propaganda could probably be a covert skin, and the Vanguard would likely be a classified skin. So these skins are pretty well positioned to actually make it into the case, particularly because I think Valve is going to be after a covert AK and a classified M4, so they're the right sort of weapons, although obviously the competition is going to be pretty hot. So the next group of skins we're going to look at are from 2 Mind Studio. Now, they're responsible for several very well known skins, specifically the Empress, the Emperor, and the Mortis, and also the Desert Eagle Judgment, which is the most popular skin never to make it to the game. Now, they've made a lot of submissions to the competition, and there's a couple of specific ones that I wanted to look at. And the first of these is the VAC collection. Now, VAC does not stand for Valve Anti-Cheat here. Obviously, it doesn't. I mean, no one in their right fucking mind would give Valve Anti-Cheat a 5-star rating. It actually stands for Very Aggressive Canine.
Release the hounds.
So, this collection has already gotten a fair bit of attention, including on Reddit, so it'll be interesting to see whether it ends up making the cut. Now, the different styles in the collection are meant to reflect different variations in the security system. I think the red skins would make quite nice coverts. Obviously, we do have a few red covert AKs already, but nonetheless, I think it's a pretty nice skin. The blue skins look more like they're designed to be classifieds to me, and the browns kind of look like they're meant to be mil-spec. And I did notice in the texture file, one of the wolves has red eyes and a crown. I guess he is meant to be the alpha or something like that. Now, they also made these stickers, and the reason these stickers interest me is that I think they've got some really sick holo effects. And obviously, as a community, we've been kind of starved of good holo effects recently. The only real great ones available are on really expensive old tournament stickers. So I think it'd be really great if a few of these made it in. It wouldn't be quite the same as getting good holos at a major, but it would still allow people to make some interesting crafts at reasonable prices without outright undercutting some of these really older and expensive holos either. I mean, look at the Robo Chickens holo, for example. Like, that's really cool what they've done with the keypad, and also some of these things scrape, and the scraping is pretty clever too. So you can see the C4 buried in the chicken's arse, for example, and obviously this CT was a bit mistaken about whether he managed to defuse the bomb, which, you know, has been known to happen.
Keith misses the shot and Crystal picks him
Has
up.
he got the time?
I don't know. I think they do. They seem to think they have the time.
They absolutely do.
They've done it. They are. ESL Winter Series Meister
He's like,
Sharpshooter.
he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. I gotta say, I was like, I don't think he's got time. Sit back down. And even Spinny sat there going, what are you doing, guys? I don't have this.
Now, this brings us to a guy called MG Baz, and he's got a few skins in the game, but he's probably best known for the Moonrise designs. I've always liked those quite a bit anyway, and he's got a few entries, and this one is definitely my favourite. It's called Smoke Mid. It's also on my beloved COD gun, which just makes me like it even more. I love how there's a smoke grenade painted at the end of the gun, and I just like the art design in general. The terrorist looks really chill, there's these visual ties to Dust 2, so it's very quintessentially CS. And I also liked his Wanted series, particularly because of how it uses the pattern. So the pattern is used to make different terrorists show up depending on what pattern you end up getting, and I think that's a really clever way of using it. It sort of lets you choose which terrorist you want on the gun, and that's kind of neat. You get more bang for your buck out of the design. And I wanted to finish up with a guy called Daz Daz. Now, Daz Daz is responsible, amongst other things, for the Buzzkill and the Phantom, and also, fun fact, he has some Warhammer 40k themed skins in his workshop. I thought that might interest some people. Those will definitely be getting a name change if they ever make it into the game though, because Games Workshop is even more litigious than Starladder. But he's made a few skins for CS20, including some based around CSGO's HUD designs and 1.6's camouflage patterns, but what I really liked in his workshop is this sticker, and what it does is it shows the clippers being used to defuse the bomb as essentially the head of an ant, but what you can do is you can scrape it away to show it saying use kit, and I like that. I like these little hidden messages in stickers. Anyway, that will just about do it for this video. I'll do another one of these if there's a lot of interest, but anyway, when the CS20 case eventually does come out, I'm going to check to see how many of these people have made it in, because I reckon some of them are going to, and these guys have a lot of extra really cool skin designs that I've had to skip over while making this video, so there are some really ripe pickings out there, and I think we're in for an absolutely amazing case. So CSGO has some really talented artists contributing to it. I think we're really lucky to have that, and I'm looking forward to see what we end up getting. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, subscribe. Otherwise, trust the numbers, not your guts. I'm Heyzeus. Thanks for watching. See ya.